Hi, my name is Avery, and welcome to Frame Dissection. After filming the movie Jaws, Steven Spielberg confessed that the original shark model was of no use and would constantly sink. With this, he said, "I had no choice but to figure out how to tell the story without the shark. So I just went back to Alfred Hitchcock. What would Hitchcock do in a situation like this? It is this question that many modern-day directors have sought to answer." Spielberg discovered it is what we don't see which is truly frightening. Take for instance this scene of the shark lurking in the waters. Spielberg grows tension by keeping the monster hidden from view by having us, the audience, be the shark. And then when it strikes, the tension is broken. Spielberg then releases this tension with another one of Hitchcock's signature techniques, vertigo. For decades now, filmmakers have been creating new ways to present stories to their audience, and sometimes these techniques are passed on. Today we are going to discuss some of the tension and suspense techniques of Alfred Hitchcock and their influence on modern directors. A MacGuffin is a term coined by Hitchcock's screenwriter Angus MacPhail. A MacGuffin is an object used in a story that has little actual importance in the end, but finds a way to drive the story along. This is how Hitchcock puts it.
A MacGuffin you see in most films about spies. It is the thing that the spies are after. In the days of Rudyard Kipling, it would be the plans of the fort on the Khyber Pass. It would be the plans of an airplane engine and the plans of an atom bomb, anything you like. It's always called the thing that the characters on the screen worry about, but the audience don't care. And someone asked, what is a MacGuffin? And it's described in a scene in an English train going to Scotland, and one man says to the other opposite him, he said, "What's that package above your head there?" And the other man said, "Oh, that's a MacGuffin." He said, "Well, what is a MacGuffin?" He said, "Well, it's an apparatus for trapping lions in the Scottish Highlands." The man said, "But there are no lions in the Scottish Highlands." He said, "Then that's no MacGuffin."
In Hitchcock's masterpiece Psycho, Marion Crane makes what seems to be at the time a vital decision of stealing the $40,000 from her boss. This money is the catalyst that seems to be driving the story. But then, the story bluntly stops with Marion's murder. With a spin of irony, Hitchcock mocks the viewers by again showing the stolen money. From there, an even greater story comes into play, the story of the psycho, Norman Bates. Joel and Ethan Coen take from this idea while directing their own story in No Country for Old Men. But this time, the money discovered by Moss is to an even greater tune of $2 million. At first, Moss goes on his own adventure, hiding from the man chasing after him for the money. But why is he after the money is never answered, because it isn't the money that matters, it is the chase that does. And once again, like in Psycho, the story does not end with Moss's death. What I believe to be one of the greatest examples of a MacGuffin is in Quentin Tarantino's cult classic Pulp Fiction, and that is, of course, the briefcase. The briefcase in the end truly is nothing. That is, it is whatever the viewer wants it to be. Its contents are never shown, and Tarantino did that on purpose. Jules and Vincent go through each of their days doing the bidding of their boss, Marcellus Wallace, and on this day, it just happens to be that he wants them to retrieve the briefcase. It isn't what they are getting that matters, it is what they get from it that does. Jules discovers that he wants to change his ways, while Vincent learns to take on more roles in the criminal organization. This leads to Jules giving Pumpkin and Honey Bunny a second chance, like the one he was given. In the end, though out of order, not agreeing with Jules, Vincent Vega then goes out on to meet his untimely death. This is the story. The briefcase doesn't matter. One of Hitchcock's greatest ways of creating suspense is by showing a clear threat, but drawing out on it. Similar to shown earlier in Jaws with the lengthy scene of the shark swimming, Hitchcock has influenced many other directors to do the same. Once again, Hitchcock uses this technique in his movie Psycho. Though at the time the threat of Norman is unclear, Hitchcock creates extreme suspense in the conversation between Marion and Norman during their dinner. Slowly, over the time, the viewers and Marion grow eerie of Norman and want to leave. It isn't that he has done anything bad, it is just the way he presents himself. The audience knows something is wrong, and that they know that something is going to happen. Martin Scorsese uses this technique in Goodfellas. In one scene, Henry, Tommy, and many others are having a conversation at Henry's bar. But then this happens.
You're really funny. Really funny. What do you mean I'm funny? It's funny, you know. It's a good story. It's funny. You're a funny guy. What do you mean? You mean the way I talk? What? It's just, you know, you're just funny. It's, you know, the way you tell the story and everything. Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
You're right.
Funny how? What?
Just, you know, you're funny.
You mean,
So?
well, let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
No, just, you know how you tell the story. What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Along with Henry, the audience grows in unease. They've seen what Tommy is capable of, and that he doesn't need much to push his buttons. They grow in fear for Henry because of his present threat. But then the suspense is broken.
Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
You motherfucker! I almost had him! You stuttering prick, yeah.
The audience wipes the sweat off their brows, knowing what could have happened. This isn't the only scene created in a restaurant with a clear threat that grows tension. Once again, Tarantino uses Hitchcock's techniques, this time in Inglourious Bastards. The tavern scene is by far the longest scene in the movie, and that is because Tarantino uses this time to show a clear, growing threat by the Nazi soldier. At any time, the bastards could break character and be found out. The bastards know this, and more importantly, the audience knows this. Any mistake, small or large, could blow their cover. The audience continues to watch in agony, and then the mistake happens.
Warum richten Sie Ihre Warte auf meine Hoden? Weil Sie sich eben verraten haben. Hauptsturmführer. Sie sind so deutsch wie dieser Scotch.
The Nazis notices Lieutenant Hitchcock's mistake, and anticipated chaos erupts.
Yeah, auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi boss.
Going back to Jaws, Spielberg uses Hitchcock's next approach to suspense. He has both the audience and Brody watch without being able to do anything.
In front of the house, I can't get down to the office, and that garbage truck next to the office has got to be moved. So what I need is a red zone.
Hitchcock creates this feeling of being powerless throughout the whole of Rear Window. In this movie, Jeff, an injured photographer, watches life through the window and camera lens. The movie has many scenes where the wheelchair-bound Jeff watches his life pass before his eyes without being able to do anything about it. In particular, one of the most vital scenes is when Jeff and Stella watch Liza from afar. She is broken into the suspected murderer's house. Jeff can see the whole thing, even the murderer returning. But there is nothing he can do. He can't stop the murder from catching the intruding Liza. These are just a few of Hitchcock's trademark techniques of suspense, tension, and horror that many modern-day directors have learned from and been inspired from, on their way to becoming the very own masters of suspense.
I think we should be leaving now.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.